Buenos días para todos. Bienvenidos a la conferencia sobre el Club de Conversación en Inglés, organizada por la Asociación Colombiana de Ingenieros Aciem y la docente Paula Andrea Quintero, quien nos acompaña el día de hoy. Antes de dar inicio, nos permitimos invitarlos cordialmente a que diligencien la encuesta que vamos a enviar al chat para que puedan, por favor, diligenciarla. Esta información es acerca del convenio de SMART, que hace parte pues, de nuestros beneficios de la asociación. Bueno, adicionalmente queremos contarles que el día de hoy estamos con nuestra asesora del convenio, la docente Paola Obando, que en este momento nos va a dar una breve introducción para posteriormente poder darle paso a la docente Paula Andrea Quintero. Entonces, por favor, la docente Paola Obando, bienvenida. Entonces, para que por favor nos apoyes con la introducción.
Claro que sí, muy buenos días, muchas gracias por la bienvenida. Aclaro, soy ejecutiva de cuenta, aquí la docente es la docente Paula Quintero. Ella va a ser la persona que nos va en este momento a dar la charla, a estar un ratico como con nosotros, dándonos algunas ideas y pues apoyando el tema como tal académico de Smart Business. Bueno, la idea de estar aquí presente y hacer esos espacios es precisamente para que ustedes se den cuenta la importancia de aprender un segundo, un tercer idioma. Para eso estamos nosotros, aplicando descuentos especiales para ustedes y sus familias. Bueno, como lo mencionaba ahorita, ¿me recuerdas tu nombre? Qué pena.
Claro que sí, es Valentina. Valentina Perdomo.
Valentina. Como lo mencionaba Valentina, ustedes van a encontrar en el chat un link. La idea es que si ustedes están interesados en hacer test de clasificación completamente gratuito para que miren qué nivel tienen realmente, poderles dar asesorías en cuanto a esa parte para hablarlos, para de pronto preparación de exámenes internacionales y demás, me dejen sus datos, yo misma voy a ser la persona que se va a encargar de comunicarme con ustedes, hacer el test de clasificación, de pronto darle los beneficios que tenemos. Continuamente, mes a mes, ustedes van a encontrar también en la página de Smart, en la parte de beneficios de Smart y de Aciem, los descuentos que tenemos a los cuales ustedes pueden acceder. La idea es que el contacto sea directamente conmigo para poderles brindar esos descuentos que allá aparecen, porque pues, aclaro que no son para todo el mundo, sino para nuestras alianzas, ¿listo? Entonces, pues vamos a estar acá, voy a estar conectada con ustedes también haciendo partícipe pues, de la charla que nos va a dar la profe Paula. Y si tienen alguna duda, algo adicional, pues aquí voy a estar, ¿listo? En el momento les cuento, tenemos un beneficio grande, podemos otorgar hasta un 35% de descuento en nuestros planes de inglés o francés. Entonces, pues nada, aquí voy a estar, llenen la encuesta y pues nada, estamos aquí súper atentos a lo que nos va a decir la profe Paula. Muchísimas gracias y que tengan muy buen día.
Muchas gracias a nuestra ejecutiva de cuenta, Paola Obando. Bueno, entonces en este momento ya daremos paso a la docente Paula Andrea Quintero para que nos brinde una breve presentación de su perfil profesional y nos cuente acerca del tema. Recuerden que en el chat pueden ir registrando sus dudas o comentarios que al final también durante y al final de la conferencia van a ser expuestos a nuestra conferencista. Así como también podrán invitar a sus amigos o conocidos a participar de este conversatorio. En el chat van a encontrar el link para que puedan compartirlo a las personas más cercanas y puedan unirse a la reunión. Entonces, adelante y bienvenida a nuestra docente Paula.
Muchísimas gracias, Valentina, también Paola. Buenos días para todos, chicos. Pues sí, como mencionaba anteriormente Valentina, les voy a dar como una breve presentación sobre mí en español. Then I'm gonna switch to English, so in order so, we can practice. Como bien saben, chicos, como pueden ver, mi nombre es Paula Quintero, soy docente de la Academia de Idiomas Smart. Llevo 2 años trabajando como docente. Especialmente acá en la sede de Chapinero, así que ya saben, si desean visitarla, más que bienvenidos. Y no, pues es básicamente lo que puedo comentarles sobre mí. Tengo 26 años. Y bueno, la idea de estar acá es para que practiquemos our English, well, switch to English, So I brought a really interesting topic today, guys, Remember that if you want to share the link to other people so they can join, more than welcome, guys. So can you guys hear me properly? Like, can you all hear me properly? Yes. All the
Discúlpame un segundito, qué pena contigo, es que no estamos viendo proyectada la
no, no
presentación.
te preocupes. Todavía no le
Ay,
hemos todavía no le he proyectado. No,
listo,
no, no.
perfecto. Dale, sí, señora.
Yeah, that's fine. So, well, guys, that you well, I have here 11 people, 11 participants. Can you all guys hear me properly? Yeah? No? Oh, well, give me one short second because I cannot see your names. Valentina, no sé si de pronto me puedas dar acceso para ver los asistentes porque solo veo a Paola, me veo a mí y educación continua, pero no sé si me puedes ayudar dejándome ver los demás asistentes, participantes.
Claro, sí, señora, permíteme, por favor.
Gracias. Bueno, creo que se escuchan bien. Okay. So, well, in the meantime, I'm gonna share my screen.
Disculpa, ahí me escuchas bien, ¿sí?
Sí.
Bueno, entonces ahí donde aparecen asistentes, a un lado dice grupo de gestión y al lado
Ah,
dice asistentes.
pero mira que
¿Sí
no me
te
está.
registra?
Dame te comparto mi pantalla para que puedas ver. Nadie puede. Una cuestión
Porque en
con
este momento
recursos.
ya tienes todos los permisos de
Sí.
presentación y demás.
Dice asistentes 12.100, pero, o sea, intento desplegar los asistentes, dice nombres, educación continua, Paola Obando y Paula Quintero. Y de ahí, ya para abajo no me sale nada más. That's weird. Es raro.
Ok, ¿me permites por favor ver tu pantalla?
Sí, claro, espérame un segundo, convertido a tu asistente, vemos pantalla completa. Oh, Jesus. Listo, creo que ya la estoy compartiendo.
Ok, perfecto. Entonces déjame validar en la plataforma de GoToWebinar, por favor.
Ah, ok. Aquí no. ¿Sí, sí alcanza a ver esta partecita?
Sí, sí la veo. Ujú.
Sí, es
Esta es la
ahí,
parte
right?
de la presentación. Sí, ahí es el tema de la presentación, pero permítame por favor validar al lado donde está ahí. Y
Ahí.
espérame, espérame porque no registra el resto. Eh, por favor, minimiza un segundo la presentación.
La de atrás.
Listo. Abre en la parte inferior donde aparece el icono de la plataforma.
Ajá. Me parece que es esta en la cámara. Todos. Ver quién habla, el presentador. No me sale, mira, le cliqueo acá y no me sale. O sea, solo me sale esta partecita
¿Y
chiquitita.
dónde te aparecían ahorita el grupo de gestión?
Aquí, mira,
Asistentes.
aquí, no sé si alcanzas a ver este chiquitín, dice asistentes 12.000. Aquí lo estoy deslizando. Y aquí es donde le doy clic y me despliegan los tres que estamos.
Ok, es que no me permite verlo. Esa parte
No,
no la puedo ver. Solamente
raro.
veo tu fondo de pantalla. Si te parece bien, puedes de pronto intentar salir de la reunión e ingresar nuevamente.
Sí, aunque te la estoy compartiendo completa, raro. Espérame un segundito. Déjame ver si te la puedo compartir completa nuevamente. Antes de.
A todos nuestros asistentes les agradecemos, nos permitan por favor un minuto mientras hacemos el proceso rápidamente de validación y corrección de pronto del tema de la plataforma para que podamos continuar con el conversatorio. Permítanos por favor.
No, igual, si quieres, puedo continuar así, no hay lío, cero lío, pues no es necesario verlos, o sea, era como para saber sus nombres, but that's fine. Puedo iniciar así, no hay problema. ¿Te parece bien?
Ah, sí, listo, dale. Igual, de todas maneras, todas las preguntas o comentarios yo te las voy a ir compartiendo en el
Listo.
transcurso del conversatorio, ¿vale?
Dale, está bien. That's fine. So, well, I was, asking you guys, can you all hear me properly? I have here 12 people. I cannot see your names, guys, but can you all hear me properly? Yes, no, maybe, perhaps. Don't be shy. The idea that, guys, here is that we participate, we practice our English. So, can you guys all hear me? Yes, no, maybe, perhaps.
Bueno, por acá nos están respondiendo. Yes.
Yes, okay, okay. Very good. So, well, I think you guys can use your microphone as well. You know, this is a conversational club, so that's the idea that we practice our speaking, especially, you know. So, well, I'm gonna share first my presentation, but just the presentation. I don't want to share the whole screen. Okay, guys, can you see the presentation, or you see a screen which says productivity? If you want, you can open your microphone. It's can you guys see the presentation, or just one thing that's called productivity? No? Anybody?
En ese momento, entonces, no estamos viendo tu presentación.
No, listo, listo, listo. Solamente lo que dice productividad, productivity, ¿sí?
No, no estamos,
No.
solamente estamos viendo la cámara. Inténtalo de pronto nuevamente.
Listo, espérame, Aciem Club.
Listo, ahora sí estamos viendo tu presentación, entonces para que por favor la puedas compartir, ampliar
Listo.
y ya vemos el link también, la página de
Súper
Productivity.
bien. Ok, ok, listo. Espérame, entonces. That's fine. So, well, first, yes, as I mentioned before, guys, today, give me one short second, I brought a really interesting topic, and we're going to talk about habits to improve our productivity. Let me ask you something first, guys. Do you consider you're a productive person? That's the main question. Do you consider yourself a productive person? Yes, no. Sometimes it depends on the day, it depends on the mood. Did you guys consider yourselves productive?
Bueno, en este momento el ingeniero Miguel Alberto desea participar. En este momento
Okay,
ya le dimos apertura a su micrófono para que
that's
por
fine.
favor, ingeniero, pueda participar.
Just for open the microphone for
That's fine. Yeah, great.
respond the answer. I can respond the answer.
Yes, thank you.
If
That's
the
the idea.
microphone is closed.
So do you,
That's
do you
fine.
consider yourself
I participate the other question.
Other question?
Yeah.
Like, no, well, the main question is like, do you consider yourself a productive person?
Yes, I try be the person that works
Uh-huh.
the same way in the projects.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. And okay, well, thank you. So you consider yourself a productive person. What do you guys do? Or you can also answer the question, what do you guys do in order to be as productive as possible? Like you have a schedule. So what do you do in order to take advantage of the time or to be productive? In your cases, what do you usually do? Like, oh, this is something, or it's a good practice that works for me. For example, what I usually do, it's that I maybe write the tasks or the things I have to do the next day. So I have everything a little bit more organized. What about you guys? What do you usually do in order to be productive? Take advantage of your time. Okay, guys, don't be shy. Don't be shy. The idea is that you guys participate. What do you guys do? What tips do you have? Or what tips would you like to share with us?
Bueno, en ese momento vemos la mano levantada del ingeniero Fabián Baracaldo, entonces le cedemos el micrófono para que pueda, por favor,
Thank you,
comentar.
Fabián.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. In this moment, I use the GTD method, yeah, the method of productivity from David Allen, yeah, the getting this done. This method is about the year 2000 year, I think so.
Okay, the 2000. Okay. And how long have you been using this method? For how long? Like a year, this month, yesterday? I'm just kidding.
I think it's for 10 years.
Okay, okay, gotcha. And how has been this? Like this method for you? Does it work for you? ¿Funciona para ti?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the method is very good. It
yeah.
is some complicated. The how do you say development? Is correct? Yeah, the development or the
Okay,
applicated method because it's necessary you make many steps. Yeah.
okay, at the same time.
Yes,
Yeah.
the this method get you the flow diagram. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah. And it's possible the step by step.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Got
But you need a high discipline. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You need
Yeah.
to be super.
Discipline. And for me, the need the tools. Yeah. For example, I need the OneNote, Microsoft OneNote. In this app, I apply
Okay.
the old method.
Okay. So I would say you're very productive. You have it super clear, right?
I try. I try.
You try. That's pretty interesting. I need to learn from you, you know?
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you, Fabian. Thanks to you. What about the other guys? Do you guys use the same method Fabian just shared with us? Or do you guys try to use another method to be a little bit more productive? Or you don't do anything? Let's be honest. What do you guys do? What are your habits in order to improve your productivity? If you want to participate, you can put your hand up, because I cannot see your names, unfortunately. But what do you do, guys, in order to be productive? No answers, no opinions.
Los invitamos a participar, ingenieros. Pueden
Yeah.
levantar su mano o dejar un mensaje en el chat para también poderles hacer apertura de su micrófono y podamos acá interactuar con la profesora. Entonces, adelante, ingenieros.
Yeah, das diría. So yes, you guys are engineers. I can think you have really good tips in order to be productive. Because I know you guys most likely have a lot of tasks to do every single day, So you have really big responsibilities, and I would say too many responsibilities. So what are the tips, or what are the things you guys usually do in order to be as much productive as you can? No ideas? No tips?
Creo que están tímidos
Yeah, they're pretty
nuestros
shy.
ingenieros.
Yeah, today, what happened with these engineers? Okay, let's just do something, guys. We're going to play, or we're going to do a really short warm-up activity in order to break the ice, para romper el hielo. So here I have a couple of questions talking about productivity. So I'm gonna close this. Oh my gosh, where is it? I'm gonna close this. And can you guys see the productivity screen once again, right? Pues todos ven la partecita de productivity, right?
Sí, señora.
Yep, good, excellent. So here we're going to have couple of cards, guys. We're going to have a short discussion about productivity and tips and this kind of stuff before starting with the topic itself, right? So let's see the first card. Let's see the first question we have. So is there anyone who wants to help me reading the first question? Would you like to read the first question from the public, from the crowd?
Bueno, vamos a darle paso al ingeniero Luis Carlos,
Thank you,
que
Luis.
desea participar. Ya tiene habilitado su micrófono.
Thank you. The first question say, how can people improve their productivity?
Luis, right? Is your name? Yeah?
Yes.
Thank you, Luis. Would you like to answer the question? How can people improve their productivity? A tip that you would like to give?
Okay, I
That's
think that people can improve their productivity, making a best manage of their time, I think.
oh, okay. Like, okay, manage their time. Okay, got you. Do you think you're productive, a productive person, or kinda, more or less?
Uh, I consider that I am a productivity person. I try to management my time,
Okay.
sometimes at limit.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. You need to rest sometimes as well.
Oh yes, yes. Time is the most important thing that you have, and if you uh, don't use correctly, maybe you can waste a lot of time in things that
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
productivity.
Yeah, you're totally right. I think time management is a really interesting topic and it's really hard from us nowadays, because sometimes it has its advantages and disadvantages. Sometimes we try to take the best, like to take advantage of the time, but sometimes we
Yeah,
try to do all the things at the same time. So maybe this is not something that positive, We try to do all the things at the same time, but at the same time we're not doing anything, right? But okay, that's a really important point, and I would say that that is one of the most important aspects when talking about productivity, and is the time management. You're totally right. Thank you so much, Luis. So let's take a look to the next question, and let's see who wants to help me reading this question now. Is there any other person who would like to help us reading the question? Yes, no, maybe, perhaps, or maybe Luis once again, or maybe Fabian. It was Fabian or Fabio? I forget it. Oh, the
Bueno,
other
vamos a darle paso al ingeniero Fabián. Adelante, ya tiene habilitado
microphone. Mhm.
El micrófono está habilitado, ingeniero.
Thank you. What do you think was the most productive period of your life so far?
Interesting question, right, guys?
Yeah, it's a
So,
very difficult.
yeah, Fabian, let's talk about you. What do you think or what do you think has been the most productive period of your life so far?
In the life, no, of the day. Uh, I
The life in general, like, oh, when I was in my 20s, or when I was 17 years old, or when I was living with my grandparents.
yeah, I think in my university period, correct?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I think in this moment because I practice sport and
Mm.
study and the study is very successful with the mix with the sport. I think in this moment I am very productive.
Okay, at that moment you used to be very productive. Okay, pretty interesting. Yeah, I would say same here. In my case as well, I used to be so productive at the university. I was working and I was studying and I was practicing some kind of sports, But now we're getting old. We're getting old. Just kidding, but that's fine. Very good. Let's go with the last question. Thank you so much, Fabian, for sharing your answer and for reading the question. We have the last question, guys. Who wants to help me now reading this question and answering if you want? Is there any other person who would like to answer this question? No, don't be
Bueno,
shy.
ya vamos a ceder la palabra al ingeniero Oliver. Entonces, ya es
Okay.
habilitado su micrófono.
Thank you, Oliver.
Do you live?
We can hear you. We can hear you, but a little bit far away.
Where do you name?
What was that? I didn't get it.
Where do you name?
My name?
Yes.
Oh, Paula. It's my name.
All right. Okay.
But yeah, can you please kill me reading the question that is there on the screen?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you read it? ¿La puedes leer, por fin?
Are
Oh,
you a very motivated person or don't wait until the last minute to do things?
very good. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So, yes, guys, the question is for all of you. Do you guys are motivated or disciplined person who always do the things, or you guys wait the last minute to do things? I would say we Colombian people, we usually leave the things, for their very, very last minute. What about you guys? Do you consider yourself like that? Pretty Colombian, or you are this kind of people who organize your time, your schedules? How do you guys
Yes.
consider? Yeah?
Country is Colombia.
What was that?
Country is Colombia.
Oh, okay. So you're from Colombia. So do you consider it like that, that you leave your things, the things you need to do for the last minute, or you do it with some times in advance?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Oh, okay. Okay. What about the other people, the other participants? Are you motivated?
El ingeniero Luis Carlos tiene levantada la mano, entonces adelante,
Thank you,
ingeniero.
Yes,
Luis.
thank you. Okay, I try to be uh, proactive. I try to take the initiative for some things.
Mm-hmm.
Depends the scenario.
Okay.
Uh, but I consider I am a average
Oh.
Colombian person.
Hmm. So you leave most of the stuff for the last minute?
Yes, more reactive than proactive.
Okay, okay, yeah, sometimes it happens. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Sometimes we try to be too, disciplined, but sometimes it's like procrastinating.
Oh yes.
Yeah, yeah, it happens. That's normal. I don't judge you because it happens as well to me. Yeah, it's normal.
Okay. Right.
Very good, guys. That was a really great participation, guys. So, well, here I have some good tips. I'm gonna be honest. I was reading there on internet, and this is here I have, I would say, 5 tips in order to try to be or improve a little bit more productive, in order to improve our productivity. I also found some of those tips on a book I was reading, and I found them really interesting. So the idea is that we discuss about them, if you maybe use them, or maybe it would be a good practice in order for you to apply in your future. So let's see, guys. You see my screen, right? Or you can see my screen, right?
Sí, señora,
Yeah,
podemos validarlas bien.
they're very good. Excellent. So, well, as you can see here, guys, the first tip or suggestion or recommendation is that oh my God, give me 1 second. I think I left, there
Ya
it
no
is.
estamos viendo la presentación. Ahora sí, ya la vemos.
Ahora sí, ven el warm up, donde dice warm up, ¿cierto?
Sí, señora.
Okay, now, plan your days the night before. Is the one you can see, right? Es la que ven ahora, ¿cierto? Plan your days the night before.
Sí, señora.
Yes.
Es
Yeah.
esa.
Okay, very good. So it says there, guys. Well, I really like Simpsons, so I always bring Simpsons gifts in order to represent what the title says and the tip I'm gonna give you. So as it says there, guys, try to setting aside 15 minutes, even more or even less, but try to set aside, have a specific time or so every single night before you go to bed. As I mentioned before, this is a practice I usually do and it works for me. I try to think, not writing in a book. Sometimes it's, in a notebook, but on my phone, sometimes I write, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. This is a pretty important task I need to do tomorrow, So this habit, guys, can improve productivity in a bunch of ways, you know. Do you guys usually do that or never? Or would you like to try to this tip? Have you ever applied this into your lives in order to improve productivity? Or not really?
Adelante, ingeniero Luis Carlos.
Thank you, Luis.
Paula, I agree with you. In the night before go to bed, try to planning the most important activities for the next day, and this is a good activity to me. But try to manage the day the best way.
I got you. I got
Mhm.
your point. So in that way, we can be a little bit more organized,
Yes.
We are less likely to forget, right? An important task or appointment, as says there. Um, we are more accountable, like responsible for keeping up with everything you want to do. For example, oh, I need to learn or practice my English, so I am gonna dedicate 30 minutes per day. So, okay, for from 4 p.m. to 4:30 p.m., I'm gonna study English so I can practice that. Or I need to work on this specific project, So you can leave notes or maybe on your phone the night before in order to organize a little bit more your day. What about the other people? Do you guys usually do this or not really? Or would you like to try? Or do you think it's a good idea in order to put in practice since now?
Adelante, ingeniero Cristian Alexander. Ya tiene habilitado el micrófono.
Hi, Paula.
Hey.
In my case, I always organize and
Mm-hmm.
plan all my activities for the next day. No?
Mm-hmm.
Generally, I organize in the last night.
Yeah, that's
But
great.
okay, but in my case, always organize all my activities in the next day or the next week.
Oh, that's pretty great. That's pretty great. It's interesting because sometimes it happens that we think we're going to spend maybe 1 hour paying for a bill or even less. And sometimes it happens that we spend more or less time than we thought, right? Maybe, okay, I'm gonna practice my French in my case for 1 hour, but maybe it took me less time or it may be more time. So this is a really good practice, guys, because you are aware, the more you put in practice this, the more you are, guys, are aware about how long each activity, how much time it takes, right? So, well, that's a really, really good practice, very good practice. Let's take a look to the second like tip, suggestion, recommendation, which I found and really interesting. That is do the worst things first. So as it says here, next to the check mark, instead of procrastinating, as we were saying before, to avoid the unpleasant stuff, stuff is another way to say things, getting it out of the way first can seriously improve productivity. In my case, oh, as you can see, Lisa's gift, writing is the hardest thing ever. For me, writing, oh, it's pretty hard. So maybe as I know it takes me time to write, it takes some time, I try to do this first, you know, in order to avoid procrastinating. Do you guys usually do the worst things first, or do you prefer doing the fastest things first? Oh, that's a really interesting question. What about you,
Adelante, adelante, ingeniero Fabián.
I think is depend, no? Because
Okay.
for example, I need the energy is the different in the different time of the day, yeah. And
You're right.
in my case, I classification. I don't know
Classify.
what is classify. Yeah, thank you. The activity in four kind. Yeah.
Ways, you can say ways as well.
Okay. In the first context, yeah,
Mhm.
is where I am, yeah,
Okay.
because I am in the office or I am in the street or I am in the phone, yeah. Because
Okay.
I have the list of this activity for the contest, yeah. The
Mm-hmm.
second way, yeah, correct.
Yeah, the second step or the
The
second
second way,
thing.
yeah, is my available time, yeah.
Okay, the availability,
Yeah,
your
if I
time.
have the 1 hour or 30 minutes or 5
Okay,
minutes, yeah,
gotcha.
available for this activity. And the the three the three way is the level energy, yeah.
Oh
I am
yeah.
tired. It's difficult the the focus activity, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I try this possible the file or the maybe answer the email, yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, yeah, I got your point. So talking about energy, what part of the day, guys, do you consider you have most of the energy that you have the energy like on the top? For example, in my case right now, I'm a morning teacher.
Yeah.
So yeah, I teach since 6 in the morning to 2 p.m. So I have a lot of energy in the morning. So what about you guys? What about you in this case? What about the other participants? When do you consider you have your energy on the top? At night, in the afternoon? Nobody? Nobody, nobody.
Profesora, qué pena contigo, es que estamos viendo la presentación, pero entonces no sé si es posible ampliarla para que por
Yeah,
favor
sure.
se vea en pantalla completa. Eso,
Better?
perfecto.
Yeah.
Ahora sí, el ingeniero Luis Carlos estaba alzando la mano. Entonces, adelante, ingeniero.
Thank you, thank you. I thought that the most powerful moment of the day for me is in the morning. I try to do the worst things first,
Oh yeah, as well?
using this level of energy and try to enjoy the other activities along the
Great.
day.
Okay, that's interesting. What is the worst things in your career, in your profession? The worst things? Answering emails, solving problems.
Uh, uh, Attending the meetings in the morning
Oh, yes.
with the other co-workers that
Yeah.
not are engineers
Oh,
is
yeah.
the most hard part of my day,
In
and I try to live it in the
the
first
morning.
time of the day.
Yeah. Got you. Yeah, that's a really good practice. That's pretty smart, like these
Yeah.
meetings, long meetings sometimes, 1 hour, 2 hours meetings.
Oh yes.
Yeah, they're sometimes hard. You need to talk, and you need to have a lot of energy to focus as well on the topic. Maybe they're talking, you know, that's a good point. So in the morning. Is anybody here who has a lot of energy, but in the afternoon or at night that you say, oof, I'm super energetic at 3 p.m. I have a lot of energy at 3 p.m. or at 6 p.m. or at night in the evenings. Is anybody here like that? No.
Adelante, ingeniero Fabián.
Okay.
In my case, is for the I am in technical support.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, in the afternoon or in the evening, the calls, is very low. This in this moment is more productive for me for this reason, no?
Oh,
I don't,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't have you answer calls, yes? Technical support calls, yes?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
And remote, yeah, there's remote support.
support. Okay. So when you don't have many calls, you try to be productive doing other stuff. Yeah. That your point? Yeah.
Yeah, like in the day, yeah. It's
Yeah.
very difficult the focus for
Okay.
the calls, yeah. In all time the calls and meeting, yeah. For me is better in the afternoon and the evening.
Okay, after lunch, so you have your lunch, you can focus on the meetings, you can focus on the calls. Yeah, I got you. Well, to me, it happens the opposite. Like in the afternoons, I'm like a zombie. I don't have like energy at all. I'm the opposite. But that's pretty interesting. I have a couple of students as well who have a lot of energy at nights in the evening, and I'm like, I look like a zombie at nights. What about the other people at night? Do you have guys a lot of energy, or you guys are like me, zombies at night? 6, 7 p.m. I'm a zombie. Trust me. What about you? Same?
Adelante, ingeniero Luis.
Thank you, Luis.
Ya tiene habilitado el micrófono, ingeniero.
Yes, yes. But okay.
You're thinking about the
Uh,
answer.
yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Could you please repeat the question?
Oh yeah, no, I was telling you that I'm like a zombie at night, like in the evening, 6,
Ah,
7 p.m. But in your case, do you have a lot of energy, would say, at night, in the mornings, or
um, in the morning is the most powerful amount of
yeah.
energy, but at the evening I try to rest and read for an hour or twice. Or uh,
Yeah.
but in the end of the day, I have the I have less energy than in the morning.
Yeah, it happens to me. Well, that's pretty important. And resting, taking breaks, I'm sorry. Resting, I think, is also an important part in order to be productive. Because as we were saying, guys, like we don't have energy the whole day. We don't have the best energy during the whole 24 hours or 12 hours. So taking rest or maybe naps, it's a really great way to, recharge your energy and be a little bit more productive in your next tasks. And another tip, guys, we have here is the third one, which is take one step at a time. What I mean is that by giving yourself fully to each task, for example, in my case, writing, at one time, you're allowing yourself to do the best at each one. So we can see two examples. We can see Bart Simpson, who is trying to read. He's trying to focus on one task, you know. And we have the other example, which is Marge, which she's just doing a lot of things at the same time. She's super multitask. You know, I usually try to be multitask, but it happens that it's not as productive as I want. So I think in my case, I prefer doing each task at one time. What about you guys? I want to listen to you. Are you guys multitasking, Or are you guys more like Bart, like try to focus on one specific task per time? You got me question, my question? No.
Adelante, ingeniero Fabián. Ingeniero, ya tiene habilitado el micrófono.
Fabián?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. In my case, I have the I don't know how do you say mania?
Oof, well, that's a pretty interesting question, but let's double check. Well, we know we got it. Let me just double check here real quick, but you can continue with your idea.
Okay. The I check my phone and check my different chat application, yeah, for WhatsApp, WhatsApp, Team, yeah, all time. It's very difficult for me. In,
Eesh.
yeah, this,
This is a
yeah,
distraction.
yeah. Very, it's not necessary for me, no. It's only I don't know with that is money, yeah. Sorry.
Pet peeves. Pet peeves. I just remember. Pet peeve.
Pet
Pet
peeve?
peeve. Uh-huh.
Pet
Uh-huh.
peeve.
Like,
Okay, thank you. Okay, it's very difficult. I tried the use the Pomodoro technique. Do you know?
not really.
It's the time box. Yeah, the 25 times the only focus in one thing and
Ah,
5 minutes
yeah.
the rest. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, like in specific. Yeah, I have heard about it, but I haven't tried it. Okay. Has, okay, does it or has it been helpful for you?
Yeah, I need the time now is the 25. I think the 15 minutes. Yeah, because I don't I don't have the check my phone. Yeah, Yes, I is for me it's possible for 50 minutes. Yeah, more
Mm,
is very difficult. The time box for me is 50 minutes.
15 or 50? 50.
15.
15.
15.
Okay, that's a really good time. Oof. Yeah, because unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, we have these phones, right? Sometimes it's a distraction for sure. It's a disadvantage, but sometimes they are pretty useful, right? Pretty helpful, you know. Even smartphones or smart devices help us to improve our productivity. Sometimes it depends the use we give them, right? But that's a good point. Sometimes I just use it in order to watch Instagram or social networks, or yes, in order to help to my productivity, to improve it, right? So well, that's a really good practice. I need to read a little bit more about the one you just said about the minutes. I'm gonna try that one. Thank you, Fabian. Appreciate that. Okay, what about you? What about the other people who are here, the other participants? Do you guys do all at the same time as March? You are multitasking people, or do you prefer focus on one specific task per at one time? The other people, multitask or focus?
Adelante, ingeniero Cristian.
Okay, thanks. In my case, I can only focus on one task.
Yeah.
It is very difficult for me to do many tasks and be multitasking. I
Yeah.
don't. What do you say? Concentrarse?
Oh, focus, focus.
Oh, okay. I don't focus and multitask.
Oh, okay. So you don't focus like when you are multitasking. Okay, got it, got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I prefer doing that. You know, I'm from your team, soy de tu equipo, right? I prefer doing one thing. Sometimes we think we are more productive, sometimes when we are doing a lot of things at the same time, but sometimes it's not like that, you know? Well, it doesn't happen to me. Like I used to try to be too multitask, cooking and doing this other thing, and but no, I realize that I'm not good at multitasking. I prefer, as you just said, focus on just one thing. So I think it's more, I can take advantage of the time as well like that. So, okay, guys, thank you so much for sharing your experiences. I think we have extra time in order to cover the two missing um, suggestion tips. And then number 4, as you can see here, guys, is set and stick to deadlines. As it says here, set up, you know, measurable goals at regular intervals so that you don't leave anything until the last minute, as we were talking at the very, very beginning. As you can see there, here we have the journalist with Otto, and he's asking, why did you wait until the last minute to pay your taxes, And well, we have the time. Do you guys usually set times? Like, okay, as I think it was Luis or Fabian who was telling me that have 15 minutes, 20 minutes in order to do the things, or you just do it and you don't care how long you spend or how much time you spend in a task, or you have like specific times for each task. For example, in my case, when I'm cooking, I used to prepare my food the day before for the next day. And when I'm cooking, I try to spend just 1 hour or 1.5 hours, no more than that, because I need to do other things. What about you guys? Do you have your time like this, or you just do it an activity and you don't know how much time you're going to spend? No comment.
Adelante, ingenieros, los invitamos a participar. Les vamos a ceder la palabra, solamente tienen que levantar la mano para que podamos participar del conversatorio.
No comments. You leave everything until the last minute. I want to hear other people. I just have heard Luis, Fabian, Christian, but what about the other guys, the other participants, the guys that we practice? Is my question clear? I think so, right? Okay.
Creo que no tenemos comentarios.
No comments? Okay, that's fine. So, well, that's one of my tips. Set and stick to deadlines. For example, wait, today I need to spend just 1 hour cooking because I have a meeting, or I have to practice my English, or I have a French class, or I have to answer my emails, or I have to do this kind of stuff, So I try to set the time limit 1 hour and stick, like 1 hour. Yeah, no more than that. Because sometimes it happens that we are like, okay, I should have spent, or maybe playing video games or this kind of stuff, 1 hour, and maybe I just spend more than 1 hour. So the other tasks I have to do are going to be kind of, how can I say this, late, or I'm going to procrastinate the other stuff. But well, let's see the last one, guys, because we have 10:56, and it's take advantage of technology. As we can see there, we have a smartphone, and as I was telling you before, we had to, or we're cutting out tasks that can be handled by technology, frees up your time to focus on work that only humans can do. So for example, like I have an app which helps me with, the thing is that the task I spend more time is cooking. So if I have an app which helps me with my food or something like that, I'm gonna use it. Do you guys use technology in order to help your productivity? Do you have apps which help you with the productivity per day? Or not really? like for meetings or emails. There is a extension, a Google extension, which is called Text Expander. I don't know if you guys have heard about that expander, that extension. So maybe, as I have heard, guys, some of you test and send emails. So this is a really productive extension which helps you to just leave shortcuts, and it gives you the whole test, like in order to not repeat every single time what you're texting, what you're writing, you know. So that's a really good practice. Do you guys use any app or any application in order to help you with your productivity? Or not really? Well, I sent there in the chat the text expander link. No? Anybody? Any app? Any suggestion? No?
Invitamos a los ingenieros Cristian, Fabián, Jefferson, Juan, Luis Carlos, el
Yeah,
ingeniero Miguel, Oliver, Omar, de participar de este conversatorio.
yeah, that would be
Adelante,
great.
ingeniero Fabián.
Fabian is always there. Hey, yeah, that's great, Fabian.
Okay, sorry.
That's fine.
Okay, in my case, I use the 3 apps basically.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah, which ones?
this is the schedule, Google Schedule. Yeah,
Okay.
and Microsoft To Do.
Oh, I haven't heard about that one, but that's great.
I know four apps. Sorry,
Four. Okay, great.
four
Better.
apps. The three
Better.
is the OneNote,
Mm,
and fourth is a Focus. It's also the Microsoft Store. The name is Focus.
mm-hmm.
This app is for the time box. Yeah.
Oh, Focus is the name. I'm gonna
Yeah,
search for that one.
it's the Microsoft Store.
Okay, so in that way you can maybe reduce the time you use in your job tasks, right? So you can reduce the time with those apps, if I'm not mistaken, right? You
Yeah,
can reduce your
the
time. Yeah.
the labs apps. Focus. Sorry, I
Well,
don't
all of them.
understand.
Like those apps help you to reduce the time on the things you have to do, right? It helps you a lot. They are helpful,
And the
right?
app for the focus, the
All
for
of them.
example, the no notification, the yeah, similar. No, I don't use this app, but in my
Okay.
phone, I just disable the all notification. Yeah,
Okay.
it's necessary
Okay.
for
Got
me
it.
only, and in the computer it's the same. I don't have the activate the notification.
Oh yeah, it's better, because we have distractions, when we see the screen always showing notifications and notifications and notifications could be a distraction as well, right? So
Yeah,
okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, the use of apps or the use of websites, which can help you to reduce the time or improve your productivity, are pretty great, guys. So, well, unfortunately we don't have more time, but I have just these extra tips on 11 habits in order to improve your productivity. And please, guys, make sure you're set goals and objectives, plan a schedule as I mentioned before, think big using small steps, you know create a healthy routine, rest to restore your energy, to help you with your energy, prioritize, do over than planned, invest in a long-term result, environment and influences, evaluate consumption, avoid to compare, important, and focus your energy and resources in just one task. Oh well, multitasking as well is a good option. So well, I think that's gonna be all we have in 11:02. I don't know, guys, if you have any comments, doubts, maybe questions about the session or about SMART or in general, or not really.
Bueno, de esta manera los invitamos, ingenieros, si tienen alguna pregunta, alguna inquietud, algún comentario que quisieran compartir con nuestra docente.
That will be great, yeah. Comments, questions, preguntas, dudas, comentarios, quizás, quejas. I'm just kidding.
Nos dicen que muchas gracias, que thank you,
Thank you.
eh, que les gustó mucho el taller como tal, este tiempo. Bueno, de esta manera no encontramos más preguntas, comentarios al respecto. Entonces, de esta manera le agradecemos a la docente Paula Andrea, que viene de parte de nuestro convenio con SMART, la Escuela de Idiomas. Le agradecemos por su valioso tiempo, por toda la información y la explicación suministrada. Nos gustaría saber si es posible nos pueda compartir el material expuesto.
Sí, claro, sí, señora. Aunque no sé dónde.
Tranquila, nosotros internamente entonces te indicamos para que nos puedas por favor compartir el material y de esta manera poderlo compartir con todos los asistentes.
Claro que sí.
Entonces también muchas gracias a todos los participantes. Agradecemos su asistencia. A sus correos electrónicos llegará una encuesta para que puedan evaluar su experiencia el día de hoy en esta conferencia, en esta charla. De nuevo, muchas gracias a la docente y esperamos próximamente volver a contar con su compañía. De esa manera daríamos por finalizada la sesión y feliz resto de día para todos.
Ay, gracias, muy amable Valentina, también a Paola y gracias a todos los participantes. Espero que se sigan uniendo y practicando, que estos espacios son geniales.
Así es. Muchas gracias a todos.